I am here with a friend of mine, Skeleton. He runs a private server, and having seen some of the pictures, hello, he said, would I like to come on and have a look? And I just took one look at this and said, of course, I'd love to. So where should we start? First of all, what sort of mods have you got on this server?
Mostly minimal ones so far. I've got one that adds instruments,
Yeah.
and you can load up custom like MIDI sound files to play songs.
Yes.
I believe I have just a couple like tweaks and quality of life things.
Okay.
And I think the only other major one I have besides that is a clock mod that adds some decorative clocks.
Okay. Do you have a lantern I could borrow or a torch? Because your face is in darkness here, in spite of all the beautiful lights.
I do, actually. I'll give you mine for now, because I can see just fine, and later on I can get you one for myself instead.
That's kind of you.
That should hopefully be good now. Sometimes the lighting effects don't work great, I've noticed. I think there may just be too many. So if it seems dark, I apologize.
Are we standing on glass here?
Yeah, this is glass above this glowing block. So I built as much of this building as I could in survival mode initially. Yes. I planned it out and everything in a single player creative world, sort of made the blueprint.
Yes.
And then I just recreated it with screenshots in survival. But there were some things I wanted to add that were not obtainable normally in survival, so I had to switch into creative mode to get some stuff.
Like clear glass?
Yeah, the glass you can just chisel, I believe. If you
that's true. That's true.
And
yes.
use it. But this like glowing block is normally not obtainable, and like these lights incorporate the glowing block.
Yes.
So I just, in some cases, here and there, I had to spawn some stuff in, but I tried to do everything I could legitimately just to have something to do, I suppose.
I'm just going to have a look at the map. Oh
Sure.
My word, guys, look at this. I know you all love looking at the maps. This looks fantastic. And look how amazingly symmetrical this is. This must have taken hours.
Yeah, to say the least. The creative process alone, I think, took, like, I don't know exactly how much, but it was a very long time. And just gathering all the resources and everything. I used to have this building on a different map before they added the residence archives.
Right.
And when they added the residence archives, I wanted to have them in the world, so I had to move the whole building over, and it was quite a process. But
you're looking very regal with your purple tunics and all your gold. I haven't seen anything quite that gold since Charles II was crowned. Or is he Charles III? He's Charles III, I think. I think Charles II was beheaded.
I just think it's silly to have this huge building and just put on all the regal clothes and everything. It's just a silly.
Why? I mean, this is made out of shale, isn't it?
Yes. The floor is shale and the walls are basalt.
Wow. And you've done all this in survival. I know you put lights in, but that's a heck of a lot of work.
Yes, for the most part. There were some things like this hardened red clay. I didn't think you could obtain it legitimately for a long time, and I think in prior versions it was very difficult to find. So I had to spawn this in as well. But I did mine the shale and everything legitimately. It was in a huge quarry in the last world.
Oh, right.
Underneath like a claystone desert, I think. So I had to break through all the claystone and then get to the shale, and it was a long process.
I must say, I do like the white pillars holding this up. It really adds a nice detail, doesn't it? Oh, and
yeah, I think it looks great.
I've just noticed you've got the new 1.18 doors, haven't you, up here?
Yes. I was very excited for those because before the regular brownish doors didn't look so great with the blocks. I tried to pick the whitest ones I could to keep the monochrome motif up. But
Is the fact that they come in 2 wide rather than 3 wide giving you any design difficulties?
No, I actually the evenness of it kind of works because the building is an even amount of blocks wide.
Oh,
and
wow.
not high.
That's pretty. Gosh, this is nice.
Thank you.
Oh my word.
I tried to give the front some really nice visual appeal.
I think you've succeeded in that. Hold on a minute. You know what we have to have, don't you? Screenshot!
Thumbnail? Oh, yeah.
Go and stand in front of it and I'll just take a screenshot of you. That's it. Face me. Lovely. Okay.
Magnificent.
And this is a gorgeous setting. Did you plant these trees or were they there already?
Yeah, I did plant these. When I moved the building over, I kept all the resources I had in chests and everything. And in the last one, I had a huge redwood farming operation.
Right.
So I had a ton of seeds to come plant here.
Right.
And it was previously in a redwood area, and I missed the trees from before. So I came through here and planted them all myself.
I think the thing is, once you get used to having redwoods, they are so magnificent, aren't they?
Yeah, just their size and their color, they offer a really nice backdrop, especially when you're high up, since they're so tall.
Yeah. Okay.
I would like to give a disclaimer that there are some parts of this building that might not be completely finished. I intended to finish everything before the video, but I realized there was just so many parts to it that I probably will be working on this for a very long time and adding stuff anytime a new update may add new features.
You won't believe the number of people, I say I'm coming to visit them, and suddenly they go into overdrive thinking, oh my gosh, I've got to finish this, I've got to finish that. And no real building is ever properly finished. I love the contrast of the white against the basalt here. It's really nice.
When I was working on the sort of the rough draft of the building before I had started building it, I was working with some different block palettes, and I was trying to choose sort of a motif that I would enjoy looking at all the time, since this is sort of my base of operations, and I was really satisfied with the white on black. It's a combination of white marble and chalk on basalt.
Oh, I was going to ask you, that is gorgeous, isn't it?
Yes, it works.
And this is so
works very well visually.
I am going to copy this with the daisies and these together. Oh, you've got Edelweiss too. Did you find that?
Yeah, I believe I found at least one instance of all the flowers.
Oh, right.
Across a couple maps now, we've done a whole lot of exploring.
Yeah.
I think the first map file size was 4 or 5 gigabytes large.
Ooh, wow.
And I'm not sure how large this one is, but...
Yeah. And I presume, you use the new features that enable you to copy builds from world to world, did you?
Yes. I saved this one as a schematic and brought it over. It was difficult on the engine. I'm worried that if it gets too much larger and I try to move it again, it may not work. But after a couple game crashes, I got it to work.
Gosh, these are gold blocks. Did you chisel that?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
It's based off of a junk item. We may see one in there. It's called the armillary. I think in real life it's an astrological tool.
Yes, armillary spheres are astrological tools. I thought it looked like one of those. Nice.
I thought it would make a nice looking sort of centerpiece statue.
Yeah, I love it. I love your signpost too. Temple Museum, gorgeous garden.
I thought it was nice to kind of properly name it and give it some alliteration.
Yeah. And how many of you play on this server?
I play the most, as you might expect.
Yeah.
I have another friend who has his own town who plays pretty frequently. Yes. And besides that, there's maybe about 3 to 5 other people who play, but they play pretty infrequently.
Right.
So it's mostly just me and my friend who plays more frequently.
Yeah.
But anyone is welcome to join at any time, basically.
Wow. And did you chisel the motif behind you on the wall?
Yes, indeed. That was relatively recent, actually. I did have to spawn in some of the decorative, creative blocks to kind of get the colors I wanted, but I still chiseled it and put it up there.
I have a constant problem because I love blues and turquoise, and I know that one of the main designers, Saraty, does not. She likes the sepia colours, the yellows, the oranges, the greens. And I was looking the other day to see, whether I could make a blue covered book, and you can't. You can make teal, but you can't make blue. And she just doesn't seem to like blue, which is really unfortunate. So I have a lot of sympathy. And what are these wonderful dots up here? I love these rainbow dots.
Yeah, these are actually just more of the glowing creative blocks, but I noticed that they had so many that you could make such a nice looking gradient, and I noticed that they fit perfectly symmetrical into the length I had already established here, and so I thought that it would add some nice kind of visual flair to have the rainbow.
That's gorgeous. So those were spawned in?
Yes, I had to spawn them in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But...
No, don't. I mean, I think that when you are a builder and you're building something really creative, the game is still being developed, and there's a certain amount you can, do naturally through survival, but you can't do everything. I am loving this black and white theme.
Thank you very much. I really like the sort of black and white, like almost checkerboard, chessboard theme.
Yes. And this is what, chalk and basalt?
I believe this is basalt and white marble.
Oh, right. Wow.
I used chalk mostly on the walls and white marble on the floor.
Yeah, got it.
So the thing that actually spawned this whole project is initially I had a different, much smaller house, but I noticed that the game contains a lot of unique minerals. If we come over here...
Yeah, please.
You can see in here I have a little display set up. Every individual metal comes, of course, as you know, in different qualities and in crystallized and uncrystallized stones.
I do.
And in every individual rock. And so I wanted to make a full display for all of these, but I didn't have enough space in my old house. So I started making up this design of this new building, initially just to contain all the rocks, and it was just going to be a museum. But I have a tendency to sort of make all my builds very fortressy, with like everything contained in one building. And so as I was working on it, I kept adding more and more until it reached the scale that it is now.
Wow.
I've been working on trying to get more lead to make these plaques because I ran out of lead, but eventually they'll all be plaques because they're a new feature from the last version.
They look great, don't they? They look absolutely great, these plaques. I have to say, it's really useful having this on the walls because you can see that titanium and iron, you can see if you're in granite. But bismuth in granite, you have to have a very good light, don't you?
Oh, yes. And one of the hardest ones to see here is the zinc. It's almost the exact same shade of granite.
Absolutely. Zinc is almost impossible to see. I'm sure I've run past, reams of zinc.
Oh, yeah. Without the prospecting pick, it would be very difficult to find it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very pretty here. So many good ideas.
Each one of these little sections is dedicated to a different rock type.
Oh, right.
I don't have all the minerals, which was one thing. I knew for sure I wasn't going to have all of them for this video. It would just take way too long.
But also, it's something that is enjoyable, is to go and search for collections. I love the firelight there. It's pretty rock.
Yes, indeed. I really like firelight too. In fact, you'll see later on I've used it quite a lot in a build.
Really?
Yeah, it's part of this building. Upstairs is, you wouldn't know from looking on the outside, but it actually has a firelight motif up there.
Wow.
So,
oh, look at the chandelier. Looks great.
Oh yeah, I was kind of struggling to make a nice chandelier design. I sprung for just to take advantage of the block shape.
Yeah.
this game in general, and I think it turned out nicely.
Yeah, I do too. Very monumental, your build.
Yeah, it almost seems like somewhere you would take a tour to or something, I think, in real life.
I see what you're doing with all your collections here, my goodness.
Yes, indeed. And this is...
Oh, you've got Kimberlite too. Oh, look at the
Yeah.
fluorescent light strip. You know, I can see why with this you wanted this light block and had to spawn it in.
Yeah, I came up with the idea to sort of have these, like you said, fluorescent lights shining on all the rocks, and I just love the idea too much that I didn't want to use regular torches or anything.
No, I appreciate that. And I think the other thing is it's your server, and how you play it and what you do should be for your pure enjoyment. And obviously you're like me, you love collecting.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. It's one
now,
of my...
I love this game so much that I've always tried to find things to do, and I think that if you just play it for the story content or just until you reach Steel, the experience kind of ends rather quickly. So I think setting up these large collections is a way of me expanding the time I can enjoy this game as well.
And also, I've always found that trying to find things, like in my case, Edelweiss, you get into all sorts of adventures doing that, don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, some areas down here I have caution taped off because I've made little areas in the build for future additions.
Oh, right. All right.
Because I want to have space for anything they may add to collect, and so I have some of these blank areas for now that are just taped off until I have something to put down there.
I love it. Actually, sometimes it's more interesting seeing work in progress.
Yeah, there is a little bit of that just throughout the build. Up here is some more display cases just of collectibles that we found while playing.
Did you find this?
Yeah. Without spoiling too much, there is some places that you can go in the game to find these little nifty collectibles.
Is that when you buy the treasure maps?
Yes, yeah. You can find this stuff with by buying maps from the...
Ah, because I just bought a treasure map. But I didn't end up with anything like that. I think I've missed the main treasure.
Have you been to the main story area yet?
To the Residence Archive? No, not in my private world.
I see. Not to spoil too much or anything.
Oh, don't worry. I've had a good look at it. Yeah.
You may be on the right track if you head that way.
Yeah.
Some of the pieces of collectibles don't display right in the display cases, so I've had to just set them on the table here. But
yeah,
I'll actually give you a demonstration. Like if I take this hourglass out and I put this multi-tool in here, it's completely invisible. I think it's clipping into the floor of the display case. But
that's really nice.
I'm hoping they fix that one soon.
So all these things you can find and collect?
Yes, indeed.
Wow.
I was really happy when I saw that they added all these cool collectibles because I thought it would make my museum feel so much more museum-y.
Yeah, yeah. So
and here
basically,
I've got sort of the main throne to the area.
Just to clarify, are they all from the Residence Archive? Or
yes,
have you bought treasure maps?
You can find all of these, I believe, in the Residence Archive. We had a night where we got almost every active player together, and we went there and looted the thing.
Yeah.
And they were kind enough to let me bring everything back to display here.
Oh, right.
Was, collectible.
Wonderful. And there's another armillary sphere there.
Indeed,
wonderful.
Yeah.
I like the way you put your bookcases in the corner.
Yeah, they look nice. Later on, I can show you the library. There's a small-ish library built into this building as well. I've only written a couple books. In fact, I'll show you one of them here.
Yeah.
I use this book to catalog which minerals I have in the museum.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
When I'm out and about, I know which ones I have, and I don't have to carry around duplicates in case I forget.
You are so like me. I've just made a book where I'm doing the same thing. in that I'm...
That's so cool.
I know, it's amazing. And these bookcases, did you find them like this?
I believe that the bookcases, I don't think that they are obtainable normally. I haven't found a place that you can find them. So I did have to spawn the bookcases in.
Right. Because these are half blocks, and the bookcases that they sell in traders are full blocks.
Yes. Yeah, I think some of the bookcases are obtainable legitimately, but like these half ones, I don't know that you can get them. If you can, I don't know if it would be possible to have gotten as many as I needed in a reasonable amount of time anyways.
Right.
But normally there are these little side areas next to this. I guess you would say it's a throne platform, and these lead down to the spawn.
Yep, hold on a minute. People who watch these videos love detail. Did you chisel these windows?
Yes, I did actually.
And what is the yellow bit?
They are little gold blocks in there.
Oh my word. Okay.
I designed these in creative mode in a single player world, and it took me a while to come up with a design that I liked, but
yes.
I was satisfied with this one.
I think they're lovely. Okay, you're leading me downwards. Oh, wait a minute, we've got a painting here.
Oh, yeah, I've made a couple of paintings so far.
Kramer painting.
Yeah. There's a joke in the show Seinfeld where one of the episodes they have a painting of the character Kramer, and I've recreated it just because I think it's silly. There's one on the other side as well of the painting from a SpongeBob episode.
This is such fun, this building.
Yeah, I like to make the little paintings and everything, and I've just started making these paintings, so I've only got the 2 really, but I intend to put more around.
Bold and brash painting. I think that's great, just great.
I've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to show off as well that the spawn area where we started loops around this way.
Right.
And it gives you some quick access to the library without, or the museum, I mean, without having to go outside.
Wow.
Another detail that we may have not noticed in the spawn is each of these little pillars here are intended to be teleporters. This is my friend's town right here.
Right.
And so when you spawn into the world, if you have a city or something, I will set up a teleporter for you, and you can go right.
Nice.
Just before I forget as well, I'll show you the library. It's right here.
Oh, I love libraries. Oh my gosh. Too. What's happened with the dead skeleton over here?
I thought it was silly to have a little ritual ring for the teleporter. This actually goes up to the second floor, which I'll show you after a while. Just for some quick access, because the second floor is where I have my storage and workshops. And so I wanted a way to quickly get down here because I usually write books down here and store paper and stuff. And having to make the trip the whole time was taking a while, so I just put in a teleporter to speed up the process.
I think that I would call that a summoning circle, actually. And did you chisel this altar?
This altar is actually a block that you can get in creative mode, but I don't think there's any way to find it normally that I'm aware of. I may be wrong about that, but...
I tell you, looking at the creative mode is so... what are these? Is this from creative or is this chiseled?
This is also from creative. They're clutter items that you can find, but I'm not entirely sure how obtaining clutter works. I've managed to get some to drop, but I don't know if they all do.
Well, I think it's work in progress still, because I keep getting clutter blocks, but you can't mend them. And it's so frustrating. And did you collect these from the Residence Archive?
I don't believe there's a way that you can mine the blocks in the Residence Archive.
No, that's true.
So I did have to spawn these in as well, but I wanted to make a little laboratory area in the library, which is what this is intended to be.
Right.
And they added some nice decoration. I just couldn't resist adding them in.
No, I think that's the trouble. When you're building something as complex as this, and you see what's in creative,
Yeah,
then
it
the
really...
survival just doesn't do it for you, does it?
Not entirely, no. Though I did try to do as much as I could, also just to have some time to have more time playing the game and having fun with it.
Yeah.
But there are just some things that you kind of have to take the shortcut with.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. This is an
Here's one of those
amazing layout. It just
Here's one
makes
of
me
these-
wish that so much of this... Oh, wow. Pile of large books. I wish that this was in... your clock ticks.
Yeah, this is the decorative clock I wanted to show off from the mod. I don't have too many, like, visual, like, content mods other than the instruments and the clock, but this is one of them that we have. And
Wow.
I'm quite a fan of it. I hope that we get clocks in the base game one day.
I am astonished that somebody has made a mod that does that. It's so good, isn't it?
I know, it's so cool, and it works. Like, it keeps track of the game time realistically and everything.
Yeah.
It's very fun. I don't remember the author of the mod, but they did a great job.
Didn't they just? Didn't they just? What's the mod called?
I'll put it in chat. It's stylized like this, I believe. It's on the mod database.
Deco clock. There you are, guys.
Yes.
Glider schematic. Uh-huh.
Indeed. We've been all through the structure. We've gotten everything that we could.
Yeah. I am dying to get hold of some proper scroll racks.
Oh yeah, if they made functional ones too, I would just be over the moon about
me
it, for
too.
sure.
Me too. Oh, another summoning circle.
Yes, they both go up to the workshop.
Do you have a skeleton mod?
No, these are actually obtainable in creative mode. I don't know if they spawn any naturally, but
I'm loving this.
Yeah, I was...
It's funny, I've met people who've built things in survival, and I've met people who've built things in creative. What I haven't met is someone who's melded the two like you have. It's very nice.
Yeah, I would very... I suppose there's a part of me that would enjoy finding all this stuff in survival. Just to have
I'd love to. Yes, yeah. I'm hoping that's... Yeah. I mean, the Residence Archive is a huge plus, as are the treasure maps. Have you played with new treasure maps?
I've only managed to find a trader selling one so far, and strangely, it led right outside of this building. There was like an area, maybe just a few blocks away from the spawn, where the treasure was. But I gave the treasure to my friend, just since I already have so much stuff.
What was the treasure?
I believe it was a bunch of these red clay blocks was in the chest. And since I already have so many of them, and I didn't even think that you could find them for a while, I let him have them in case he wanted to use them.
Nice. So obviously the treasure are things from the creative menu.
Yeah, I think that they have put some of the creative stuff in as treasure. I know that they have these red clay blocks, and there's another color of clay block that I don't think you can just craft yourself.
Yeah.
But
that's fun.
Before we go up, I wanted to show you some of the other displays that we have. I have an armor display area over here, though I haven't gotten all the armors yet. Not by a long shot.
Well, this is definitely work in progress then.
For sure, though I have made spots for each armor set that you can get. I don't believe I'm missing any.
Wow.
And over here is just the more collectible junk type stuff.
There is so much of it, isn't there?
Yes, it's it gives you a lot to display though, which I'm very fortunate.
I have always wanted to be able to get the locust nests intact and to be able to put a candle in them to make lamps, because they the design of the locust nests is so beautiful.
Yes, that would be very cool. That would be an awesome thing for them to add.
But I keep asking Saraty, but so far no luck.
Maybe one day.
And the other thing I've asked for is a tool rack that shows off a single sword, because when you've got things like this gorgeous sword on the end, which is the Sword of Forlorn Hope, isn't it? Wouldn't it
Yes.
be lovely to have a really fancy ornamental sword holder that just held one sword?
That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. For now, this is just my weapons display, and I don't have everything here either, but I do intend to, fill it up at some point.
Do you make weapons out of the metal scraps?
Yes, I do. I actually have a scrap spear here that I use for.
Yeah, because they are particular. Oh yes, of course you do. I see the axe. I always call that the Mad Max axe. They're so gorgeous.
It does look like a Mad Max item. You're right.
Right.
I intend to eventually have a bunch of tool racks on this wall and this wall that display the different shields. But there are so many shields in the game, and right now they're visually bugged out. These are shields that are not rendering properly.
Yeah, the shields are not looking good. I also think that having so many, it's almost a thankless task to collect them all, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really intend to get them all, but just to have something to do in case I'm in the mood to play the game.
Yeah.
Being able to go out and collect the resources and work on them, I'll always have something to do.
Yeah. Do you... Oh gosh, I've got a call coming through. Hold on a minute.
Feel free.
Yeah, I'll cut this bit out. Hold on.
I need to go get food.
No, it's alright. The caller has gone.
I'm gonna... Well, actually...
I'll come with you. You can show me your kitchen.
There are a few more things down here I can show you, but I am starving to death right now, so I have to
Oh,
go get
wow.
some food.
That's because you gave me your food.
I've got some more. We may be kind of all over the place during the tour, but that's alright. You're about to see the workshop up here.
Oh, wow. Oh. And have you spawned this floor in?
Yes, I had to spawn in the altars to use as like a long carpet, but I think it looks very nice. I'm just going to come over here and grab something to eat so I stop starving.
Oh, wow, look at your ovens. Oh, that's a coke oven door with... Doesn't that look great?
Yeah, it looks so cool. When I had the idea to use it as sort of an oven-looking structure, I was really satisfied with it.
Yeah. Could you could you give me some food, please?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, here's your bowl back.
Oh yeah, you can eat out of this crock pot as well if you'd like.
Right.
I believe I gave you another bowl of food.
You did? But I can't eat from the bowl. I'm like yeah, remember I have no privilege to access your blocks.
That's right, that's right. Here, I'll give you some more. I'll get it for you.
Right, thank you.
The commands to give people permissions and everything, I don't remember the syntax for all of them.
Don't worry, I have to have it all written down in a notebook and I have to look at it every single time. So presumably,
yeah, that's a good idea.
You are collecting all the different storage vessels. Are you buying them from an artisan trader?
Yeah, I found a couple of them underneath the ruins that spawn naturally.
Yeah.
And I believe I may have found a couple underground.
Yeah.
But some of them I've purchased, and these blank ones I've made myself.
Yes, of course, yeah.
But as you can tell, this is my pantry.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I've put these shelves up to store more pots on, but I haven't had a need so far because this has been sufficient storage up to this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Keeping up with the food as it goes bad is such a task that I think if I really did fill up all the shelves of storage pots, I wouldn't be able to do anything else in the game.
Right. And I know you must have spawned these in from Creative, these banners.
Yes, I don't think you can find them either. There's so many
Not yet. Yeah, I know. It's very frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that as time goes on, they will probably add some survival mode avenues to get this stuff.
Yes.
And if they do, maybe I'll go back through and find it and replace the stuff I've spawned in.
Absolutely.
Legitimately.
And there's another clock up there that works, isn't there?
Yeah, this is a larger one you can make and sort of embed it into the wall.
Lovely.
I wanted to showcase the large clock somewhere in this build, so I put one in here, and then there's one in another area we'll see later.
Yeah.
This is the dining area that I've made.
Oh, wow. So
I don't actually come up here to eat most of the time, but it is just a nice place.
I love the way you've got thrones everywhere.
Yeah, I wanted everything to look really regal and
yeah,
accepted,
absolutely.
you may say.
So you collect your paintings and put them on the wall. I love the way you've done this. So you've got a light and then the banner and then the paintings. And these banners, did you spawn those in?
Yes, again, I don't know where to find them if they even spawn legitimately. I'm not sure that they do. I did try to do a quick search in some creative worlds in some of the structures that spawn underground and everything to see what spawns, but it's possible I've missed some things, but I've taken as much of a look as I could just to see what could be obtained.
Yeah. And did you chisel these? They're black bronze that you've hung this on, the chandelier.
Yes. I tried to make them look like chains. It was a little difficult to get a chain-looking design. So
looks
this,
really
I think,
great, I think. I think it matches the chandeliers beautifully.
Yeah, I took a look through all the metals to try and find which one looked the most similar, and I believe black bronze is the best that you can get.
Yeah, I think you're right. Looks fantastic.
There's another little table over here. I do intend, there's a little cabinet over here. I do intend to make this in some higher detail at some point. This is sort of just a placeholder, but...
Yeah. I
it
like it all. I love the way that you're mixing sort of survival stuff with creative that you've spawned in, and so much chiseling.
Yeah, I guess I really enjoy every aspect of this game, and so being able to have a build that sort of reflects everything, I think is it's satisfying to be on a certain level.
Absolutely.
We'll go up this ladder here just so I can show. For now, considering there's only the one energy type in this game, being wind, I've hidden windmills in these towers that we're in just to power my contraptions for now. I would like to power them through other means. Maybe a water wheel somewhere would be interesting, but those features are not yet added, as I'm sure you know.
Well, it looks like, you add another 4 windmills to that. Be astonishing.
Yeah, I haven't completed these windmills yet, but as I get more flats, I intend to.
Wow, it's beautiful.
But these little windmill areas, the overlapping windmills look a little silly, so I've kind of tried to hide them away as best I could.
I think it depends on the build. I think if you've got one of these sort of Tudor builds, the windmills look fine. But I build modern. I'm building modern at the moment, and the windmills do look a bit odd with it. And I think when you've got a castle like this, they do look, you feel you ought to have a sort of large wheel with 10,000 slaves pushing it round rather than a windmill, don't you? When you've got a build like this.
This is my automatic grinding machine, the quern, I suppose. And the top chest here is where you load things into. It's got some growth right now.
Yeah.
And around the quern, there are little hoppers to collect the pieces that fly out, and then they all get deposited into this trunk.
Yeah, you've put them into one trunk. Yeah.
I will eventually go and sort them and put them where they go. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Takes
just
a lot
because
of copper.
It's right next to the food. I've just thrown my composting bins here just so as things go bad, I can just chuck them.
Yep, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. These little side closets all have chests in them with different
oh my word.
Things. You probably can't open them to tell, but this is where I keep all my seeds and fertilizer and stuff is in this little closet.
Yes. So this is your sort of agricultural cupboard.
Yeah. Your
farming cupboard.
Yes. Each one has a different theme. Some of them are kind of unused. This one has, I actually have the chest labeled in here.
Yeah. Flowers, yeah.
Some of them are just empty, though, because I have more storage space than I have things to store for now. But I think as they add more and more stuff to the game over the years, I'll get more stuff to put in here.
I think you're right. I think you're right. This is so pretty, this block. Aged
I know.
phenite.
I was very satisfied with this design. These this is just the purple carpet that you can see on top here, but these ones are the altars, which match very nicely, I think.
Don't they just? They're lovely.
These are intended to be shelves, but I don't actually have crates or anything here yet. Again, I have more storage space than objects.
Oh my word!
But
have you ever seen Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yes, I have.
Do you remember the end of it where they push a trolley with the Lost Ark in a box down some unbelievably sized storage unit? For some reason, that's coming to mind.
Yeah, it's been many years since I've seen it, but I have a vague memory.
And this is parchment. You've actually got this to work, have you?
Yes, indeed. This was before they added the ability to craft it, so I actually traded traders for this parchment. But as I get more and more stuff, I'll put the label on the bottom of the name, and then the second crate will have the picture.
No, that makes sense.
The picture seems to despawn for some reason, like has happened on this granite one. So I can just grab a chalk block and write it back on there.
Right.
But over here is just another empty area. There's some caution tape here, but it's just completely empty in there.
Another work in progress, or police tape. Maybe he's murdered somebody and doesn't want anyone to go in. It'd be blue and white, wouldn't it, if it was police? And I'm here alone with him. Oh dear.
No worries. You're in no danger.
No.
Here are the teleports down to the library. These will take you down to the library.
Yeah.
And I have locked the library door and the workshop door because this is the server spawn, so that if anyone ever joins and I don't know who they are, they won't be able to just come and sack all my items.
No, I think that's right.
I'm not sure if you can't put locks on crates, so I don't know if players would be able to access them or not. I know that there's the spawn protection as well, but just to be safe, I wanted to make sure.
I think what you'd have to do is to claim the whole building.
Yeah, I think I have, but I tried to give people permission to open some of the doors as well. And so I just, because I'm not super privy with the protection system in the game, I just wanted to be as safe as I could.
Whoa. Can I just ask you, this says scoria volcanic rock. Did you find this in the game?
No, I don't believe it generates anywhere. There are no volcanoes or anything yet, and I have searched, while I was looking for phyllite, actually, because it's such a rare block, I've scoured many, many worlds and many, many chunks in a lot of those worlds, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere, and the handbook entry for it seems to be incomplete as well, so I'm not positive that it spawns yet.
No. I often think that the creative menu is almost like a route plan for the game, don't you?
Yeah, when I look in there and I see some of the stuff, it seems like the development team has added stuff that they plan to integrate more in the future, and it's kind of exciting. Like seeing the uranium and stuff in there to think what they may have planned for the future.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But in here, anyways, is I guess you would call it an armory.
Yeah, I do.
I've got my weapons and tools and instruments in here, and armor.
And the instruments came from where?
The instrument mod, I think it might just be called the instruments mod.
Right.
Also the mod database.
Are you musical in real life?
When I was much younger, I was pretty good at playing the clarinet, but I haven't played it in many years. But that's the only music experience I have.
Yeah. Wonderful.
I would play some songs with it to showcase the mod, but I don't think I have them in the correct folder at the moment, so I can't play any.
Well, that's a nice thing to know about. I mean, that's one of the great things about exploring other people's servers, is you do see different mods.
Yeah, and there are a lot of really great ones in the game. I don't actually have all of them that I plan to add. I like to browse the mod database from time to time,
Yeah.
and I'll ask the players who play from time to time if they would be fine with certain mods added, and I'll usually trickle more in over time just to give people more things to do.
This goes beautifully. This scoria volcanic rock goes superbly with the firelight and the walnut.
Oh, I know, it's
doesn't
just wonderful.
It's a fantastic matching of colours. Right,
Yeah,
where to next?
The walnut as well, I think, matches super well.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
But, in here, this is my workshop, I suppose you would say. I've got all the little things in here that you need to process various metals and fuels.
Yeah.
And I've tried to design it in a way where I can kind of have everything next to each other and convenient while also looking nice. So I've got my 3 Hellhammers set up here, and then this is my pulverizer.
Yeah.
And I've got all the mechanics set up where you can throw the clutch on each one and then use just as much power as you need.
Yeah.
And then that way you don't waste mechanical power.
No, I understood. I love the transmission and clutches. I love the way the whole wooden power system is designed, actually.
I know. It confused me at first when I was new to this game a year or 2 ago, but I spent some time trying to learn it, and it seems almost simple after you just play around with it a little bit.
Yeah. Certainly looks good to me.
This is just my regular anvil area for regular smithing and metal processing.
Ooh,
and in here,
don't lock me in. Oh my word.
This is my my metal vault. I
Silver,
might
gold.
say.
What's that one? Cupronickel. Goodness me.
I'm running a little bit low on some things. As you may imagine, I go through a lot of metal, but...
yeah, you go through a lot of gold, I can see, because all your windows have got gold on.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm running very low on gold. It's very hard to get. I was lucky because when I first started building this, on the original site, on the last world file that was played on, underneath the dig site for where we had to dig out a whole mountain to put this building where I wanted it to go on the last world, and it took maybe I think about a real life week of playing intermittently. And as we were digging the mountain, we found a bunch of minerals that had spawned underground and kind of curled up into the mountain, and one of them that we found was a huge quartz vein, and the quartz contained a lot of gold and silver.
Oh, nice.
Which is where I got a lot of my initial gold supply.
Yeah.
But I've since run out almost entirely, as you can see in there. So I've been on the lookout for more, but I haven't been successful on the new world yet.
Excellent.
Up here, I have my steelmaking operation. I haven't acquired all the refractory bricks yet for setting up each one, but underneath here you can put your fuel, and you can light it up with these torches, and then once it's done, you can climb the ladder and enter the refractory.
That looks fine to me. Tier 3.
Yes, indeed.
I was giving you plenty of processing power. This is going to be amazing. You've got so much work to do. Oh, look, the prison.
This is where I actually, this is my charcoal pit. You can actually
yes,
just make them right in glass. And I think it's really cool because when you're down there working, you can easily just peek your head up, even just standing here, and you can see if your charcoal is ready or not.
Well, one of the things that we were most disappointed with, we did a whole series where we built you know, sort of very special area, and I built a glass charcoal furnace like this.
Yeah.
And we built it as an orb in the sky. And when we looked at it, we wanted it to see in the evening, to see the flames coming out of this orb in the sky. And of course it doesn't. This 1 minute it's full of wood, and the next minute it's full of ashes or charcoal. So it was one of the big disappointments that we couldn't actually see it burn.
Oh, that would be neat though, is if you had
wouldn't it?
You could watch it.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Smoldering. Maybe we're giving them ideas if they watch your YouTube channel.
Oh, I doubt it. They've got too many YouTube channels to watch.
They certainly seem busy. But here's another concealed
Oh, this
windmill.
is another one, right? Okay.
This one, I believe, is full power.
Yeah, it looks it to me.
This one powers the Held Hammers and
Yeah.
Pulverizer.
Don't you just absolutely love the sound of the windmills going around? That
I do.
woomph, woomph sound.
This game has a lot of really nice sounds, I've noticed. It's,
yeah.
It's a very satisfying part of the game.
Yeah, I think so too.
In these crates, I've got all my nuggets. I've stored them here instead of the shelves, just to have easy access.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then these are my fuels over here: charcoal and black coal and everything.
Yeah. You must do a lot of exploring.
Yeah, for sure. The last world, like I said, was several gigabytes in size.
Yeah.
From everyone exploring everywhere. And my friend who plays the most frequently on the world with me, he loves to play Clockmaker, and he loves to rebuild the translocators.
Oh, wonderful.
And so we're always going all over the place, just from the combination of me going on foot and him going through all the translocators.
Looks fantastic.
And liberal use of the mini-map as well help us keep track of everything.
Yeah, I'm so glad this game has maps.
It is very lovely. It saves so much time.
Yeah.
Over here is just sort of a general workshop. The other area we looked at was the kitchen, as I'm sure you could tell.
Yep.
And this is the other area that we just came from is the metal workshop. So this is just sort of for everything else.
Yeah.
I've got dyes and a leather making operation.
Yes.
No leather in it right now, but of course, it's the setup. Here are some leftover liquids for the leather making process. These are my clay pit kiln pits. And then this is a contraption I actually just built a day or two ago. Using these beams here, you can stop the liquid from pouring down through the hoppers.
Yeah.
And you can open this, and you can make a basalt generation machine.
How did you pick up the lava?
As far as I know, there's no way to do it for real, so I did have to spawn the lava in. But I just thought that this machine was such a cool idea that I really wanted to have one in here.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I have the feeling that maybe the development team sort of wants to prevent these sort of automatic farms like Minecraft has, just to keep the player on their toes. And
I'm sure that's right. That is so, very... I remember building these basalt generators in Minecraft.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the developers don't take issue with these kinds of contraptions too much, at least this one in particular, because as you can tell, it's nice to have the source of basalt, just looking at the building from the outside.
Yeah, but I think this sort of pinky grey colour is just beautiful too.
Oh yes, I was a big fan of it, and in fact, part of the reason I had to make this build so big was to accommodate the double thick walls, so I could have different themes inside and outside.
Ah, yes, of course.
But I think it looks very nice.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, lovely! It's day outside. Let's have a look. I so often see. Oh, that's pretty.
Yes,
look at the bee garden.
Each of the 4 main cardinal directions in the workshop in there, the storage area, leads to different gardens or farms of some sort. So you can come out there, and there are stairs on either side, and you can come down here and have access to the materials. This is my bee farm, of course, with the flowers and the skeps and all.
So nice.
And I believe down here I have some trees. What's it called? They have the resin in them, the resinous trees.
Yeah, pine.
And papyrus.
Were these here, or did you spawn these in?
There were a couple here when I first started. I remember I found them here initially, but I had to plant more to accommodate the lack of being able to plant them yourself.
It's irritating, I know. So what's through this gate?
Oh yes, this is the papyrus and reed.
Nice,
farm.
nice. I love your stepping stones.
Yeah, this makes it easy to walk through without falling into the water.
That's
I wasn't
lovely.
sure if these have to be planted next to water or not. They generate that way, so I put it here just to be safe, but I'm not sure if it's required.
I don't think it's required, but I think it's nice to have.
Yes, yes. But I put the reed farm here to easily be able to come down here and get the materials to make more steps.
Absolutely.
After harvesting.
Absolutely.
I'm not completely satisfied with it, but up here, each one of these farms, farming areas has these little stairs that come up here onto the corners. These sticks were places I had marked to plant fruit trees, and I was going to try to grow all different fruit trees on the corners, but I haven't been completely satisfied with the way that it looks. I've got some oranges over there.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to redesign it because I'm not super happy with the way that it looks.
Well, remember that fruit trees are very dependent on temperature.
Yes, that too. It's difficult to get them to grow the way that you want to.
Yeah, they just won't. Oh, and
but
berry bushes.
The berry farm. All the farms generally have the same theme with the basalt walls around them. A few chickens have spawned in here.
Well, that makes it more real, doesn't it?
Yeah, in a sense. I've got a what would you call it? A bamboo farm down
farm,
here.
I love the green bamboo. Yeah.
There's some extra area on the sides here, again, just in case they add new stuff in the future.
Or you could put brown bamboo there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point as well. It took a while for me to find the green bamboo. It's pretty rare.
I know, and it's very pretty.
It does look very nice. But we'll take a shortcut up here. It appears that there's a sun bear up here. I don't know how he got here.
Wow.
Ah! Oh no! I don't want him to kill you. Alright. I didn't intend for us to get attacked.
Well, he was only a sun bear. He would have left us alone.
Oh, it looked like he was hitting you. I didn't want him to kill you.
No. I went too close to him, I think.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
It's alright. Alright.
But,
we're back in your storage vault.
Yes, I'm taking us across the way here to show you the other farms. The other door just leads to the front, more or less.
Right.
But this one, across the way, this is where I grow the crops. I've got all flax growing right now. And down there, at the bottom of these steps, are my animal farms. I've got boars, goats, and chickens.
You've got chickens, goats, and boars.
Yes. These are the boars right here. I just had to kill off some of them because I had way too many.
And you get such lag, don't you?
Yeah,
if you have too many animals.
That's true. And these are the goats through here. I have this double door system set up so that they won't escape.
I think that's terribly sensible. I'm having awful trouble with chickens at the moment. They're just climbing up 5 blocks at the moment.
They're so skittish. They run around so much. They'll probably do it when we come in here. I've noticed I have so many chickens. Oh goodness, that they kind of throw themselves up in the air in the corner over there.
Yeah, look at the height they get.
So they even get high enough to hurt themselves sometimes.
Gosh, I thought it was just me that had these super athletic chickens. But this is a 1.18 thing. Look at them. They're mad.
I know.
Oh, my word. Look at the height. Oh, one's got out.
Oh, no.
We better go away before they kill themselves trying to get away from us. That's insane. That's insane.
So the chickens are a little skittish.
Yeah?
My friend has told me if you manage to get to the Generation 10, they calm down. I haven't been able to test that, but... if that's true...
How the hell do you catch them to get them to Generation 10? That's now the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. I'm hoping that they get there eventually, and if they stop panicking so much when players walk by, it will be easier to contend with them.
I have to say, this is a monumental build.
I know it's taken a very long time to make it. I think the last server had over 3,000 hours of playtime on it.
Wow.
That is between everyone, I believe, but it still goes to show.
Where to next, or have we seen it all?
No, there's one more layer, and now this is probably the least complete. So it's probably the least impressive looking so far. This is sort of the penthouse area.
Aged slate bricks. Are those spawned in?
Yeah, I don't think that you can find them as of yet.
Aren't they nice?
The aged, like, sort of cobblestone-looking blocks, I don't think are obtainable, but they look very nice.
Yeah.
Now, up here, I wanted this to be a sort of map room.
Yes.
But the game doesn't have Minecraft-style maps yet,
No.
so I had to improvise and just sort of put down some wool.
Yes.
For the look.
You can't place a map, like a treasure map, on top here, can you? Flat.
No, I don't believe so. I'm hoping that it's a future feature, and you can sort of have a display of the map around here. Because
I've been able to put a map flat on the surface, but it overlaps a table.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I'll have to.
Yeah, you might want to try that.
Try. That would be very, very cool, though. I could make a little map table.
And I found a letter that you could put flat as well.
It'd be very interesting to give it a try. I considered maybe just chiseling the way that the map looks on the mini-map here, but frankly, it was going to take so long to mimic the exact mini-map that I just hoped that maybe they would add displayable maps one day, and it sounds like maybe they have. I'll have to give it a try.
I love the way that you've done this balcony. These corner pieces are a masterpiece.
I know, it took me a while to sort of chisel out all the...
So it's debarked kapok, and then it's kapok planks.
Yes.
Isn't that beautiful?
I really like the way that the colors match each other.
I do, too.
There are some stairs up here that will lead to the second floor of, I guess you might call it the penthouse.
Yeah.
It's unfinished. I still have more plans for up here, so it's not exactly as nice looking as I want it yet. But I've got over here an unfinished restroom.
Right.
Eventually, I'm going to chisel out some nice stuff, and this will be the toilet.
I have to say, this is the only restroom I've seen so far, which is a long way from anywhere. Oh my gosh, is that your septic tank?
I plan for this to be a shower eventually. But,
oh, I'm with you. Yes, of course. Sorry.
It's all right. As of right now, there's no shower head. It's pretty difficult to tell what it is, just because I haven't finished this room yet. So
that's all right. As I said, work in progress is just as interesting. It's a lovely place.
This is the bedroom. It's a little bit cramped, relatively speaking, but I'm still satisfied with it, I think. I tend to like a cozier bedroom anyways. I'll eventually chisel these into little cabinets or shelves of some kind. Oh, right,
yes.
Kapok logs.
It's cute. It's cute.
And this is just a closet where I keep my different outfits.
Humble garb, kingly garb, travelling trader garb. Lovely. Right, let me out.
Of course. And then over here, this is the last room I've built on this level.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit of a games room. They've added the playable Omak tables last update, and so I made a little place in case they add more games to come up here and play. It would be very cool if they added things like chessboards, checkerboards, that sort of thing.
Well, this almost looks like a snooker table.
Yeah, it is pretty large. I realized after I built it, it was kind of unnecessarily large, but maybe they'll add a larger game board at some point for some sort of game.
Isn't it nice how ornamental these new bookcases are?
Oh yeah, they're just lovely. I was so happy with the last update. It added so many awesome looking things.
I know, for builders like you and I, it's really great, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed. I just love how when this game updates, it usually doesn't just add one or two things. There's almost always a bunch of little tiny things that come with it.
1.18 had so much stuff in it.
Oh, I know. It was so exciting waiting for it to come out and then being able to play with everything.
Yeah.
But I want to give you the view. I had to put 2 doors here to keep the aesthetic theme from the inside and the outside.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh,
but,
wow.
I wanted to give you the view from up here.
Beautiful.
And
it's an amazing place, this. It's almost science fiction, these black and white columns, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a certain level of like mysticism to it that's fun.
Yeah. This is no medieval castle. This is why I wanted to come and see this build, because it's so different.
I like to picture in my head that all these lights are powered by some mysterious light source underneath the castle that provides some sort of strange, magical, technical light.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the whole building.
Beautiful.
But there is one more thing that I can think to show you. I believe that's almost everything. We'll have to go back down and I can show you some of the displays. But if we come through this teleporter here, we'll be able to get a pretty nice view.
Oh my word, we're on top of one of your towers.
Yes, each one of these leads to one of the different towers on the corner. And they have plenty of windows on each floor, but if you go up to the top, I think you get the nicest view.
Wow. Oh my goodness, you're in a lovely area.
Up here you can see all the trees, and you can see down at the...
and you can see your beautiful walls. Yeah, that's such a nice feature.
And
wow. Have you chiseled all these battlements?
Yes, I have actually. It was just basalt stone bricks and more shale dry stone. But as you can imagine, all the hours spent to design all this stuff and put it in place everywhere.
It's astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. I love it. Absolutely love it.
If your render distance is high enough, you can see some buildings peeking through the trees from here.
Oh, yes.
I'm working on a project over there to display... I wanted to make a little city where each individual building in it displays the features of the different mods installed on the server.
Oh, right, yes.
So if you're a new player, you can leave the spawn and head over there and see all the content added custom to the game, so it's not so overwhelming to just have all the stuff that you're not aware of.
Wow.
But that's a pretty green project. I haven't really gotten very far with it yet. The ladders can be a little difficult to contend with.
Oh, they always are. I don't think there's anyone who is truly happy with the way they get up and down ladders.
Maybe they could add a feature where if you crouch on top of a ladder, it will sort of shift you into the right position that you need to be in to go down it. But I'll take us back to the bottom floor, and we can get a look at the displays that we haven't seen yet. There's only a few that we've missed. I
may need more food.
Oh, sure. Here. I've got a bowl right here.
Thank you.
I've made my place so large that you get hungry just getting the tour.
That is true. Oops. Right. Here we go.
We'll go back down to the museum area.
Yep.
And we'll wrap around here. There are 2 little platforms that we haven't seen yet.
Right.
And I have a little market built into the museum as well.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if I'm super happy with it, and in fact I didn't really consider this, but it may be a little overpowered to have all these traders sitting right next to each other. So I was thinking about redesigning it and maybe just adding one trader or two to the different cities. My friend has a city, and I might give him one, and then I may put one in the mod showcase city.
Yes.
But I like the idea initially of having a trading area here, but I've kind of grown dissatisfied with it, so I may dismantle this and get rid of the traders at some point.
Very useful to have all the traders here, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it does help with some things. I did, of course, have to spawn them in creative. There's no way to bring traders here.
Understood.
But, up here is some more display.
Oh, all the crystals.
I'm missing some of them.
And you're collecting one of every termite mound.
Yes, the only one I'm missing is the Phyllite one, because Phyllite is so rare.
Yes.
And it only spawns from the bottom up. And
oh, wow.
Almost every instance of Phyllite spawning at the bottom of the world will be intercepted by another rock type on top of it.
Yeah.
So finding a Phyllite desert is such a monumental task. I've never been able to find one. I think it may be the rarest biome in the game.
I'm sure you're right.
I've actually sent letters to people in game, the different players, and I've told them on the letter that if they managed to find a Phyllite desert, I would pay them a lot of resources for sharing the location with me. It's not super well lit over here, though. Everything, like I said, is a little bit of a work in progress.
Well, I have to say that I thought I was a collector, but you leave me standing.
Well, I'd be very honored if you took inspiration from any of my designs. You're welcome to.
I have no doubt that I will. It always gives me good ideas coming to see builds.
But I've just got my seashell collection here. Some of the metal bits are in...
oh, the nuggets, yes.
Here.
Wow.
And then I have some of the amethyst crystals in display cases upstairs, but I haven't found enough to put on display down here as well. I've been on the lookout.
So that's the one you're missing.
Yeah, I think I'm missing the amethyst ones down here and the smoky quartz.
Right. Yeah.
And a couple of the rose quartz ones. I'm missing some of the smaller pieces.
Yes.
But, I'm always on the lookout. As you can imagine, I do quite a lot of mining.
Yes.
And then the last set of display cases are over on this side. Up this way, I've got paintings, butterflies, and tapestries. It took me a very, very long time to put all these labels up and get all the plaques and sort
the plaques
everything.
are particularly gorgeous, aren't they?
Yes, I'm a big fan.
Of course, I'm going to hit all your tapestries. And...
oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I see. So you're actually well underway in collecting all these things, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm missing a few, but they're one of the harder things to find. Honestly, I think you might have to buy some of them. But
well, I always buy tapestries and paintings.
I will. I'll have to work on it. And like I said,
no, you're collecting butterflies.
Yeah,
that's awful because
they
you have to kill them to collect them.
Unfortunately, yeah. I would love to have a butterfly room where they're all alive and flying around.
We all would, but oh my gosh. Oh goodness.
In real life, my fiance and I, whenever we go on vacation, there's a butterfly room where we go on vacation that we like to visit. It's in a beautiful arboretum, and admission isn't very expensive, so we love to go in there and just sit in the butterfly room.
Yeah.
And so I would love to be able to build something like that as well, if they ever have a method of capturing live butterflies, just sort of inspired by this real place. But for now, I'll just have to settle with the display cases.
Yes. Oh.
It took a very, very long time getting all the butterflies listed and labeled.
You are so organized.
It was a difficult process, but I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. Wow, I think you're the ultimate collector.
I try to be. I love collecting. I used to play Starbound an awful lot because it had a lot of things to collect, similar to Vintage Story.
Oh, right.
But it's a 2D game. And so when I discovered Vintage Story existed and it was 3D and it had a lot of the features that I always wanted Minecraft to have. I was so thrilled with it. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. It may even take the #1 spot, but that's a difficult list to come up with, is to decide your favorite game.
Right, well that has been a fantastic tour.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've missed. I think that might be just about everything.
Well, I would just say thank you very, very much. This has been absolutely gorgeous, eye-opening too.
Yeah, I'd love to show you around. And now that I think about it, I know one more area I can show you.
Lead on, lead on.
I think the quickest way to get there is to go out. There's a side door over here that we can take to get to some of the farms.
Yeah.
And on the very edge, in the walls of this place, we can go through this little side exit. And there's not a lot of there's not too many features or anything to see here, but just to showcase, I have built these walls within the or these hallways within the walls rather, where you can come up here and sort of defend the structure in case there are drifters coming in and attacking.
Right.
And so I have the walls set up with the sort of spikes that you can see, so that you can see from all angles and easily shoot your bows at drifters.
Yes, yes.
And you can go in the walls and come up here and see from these angles as well.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be any strategic place that drifters can go to escape arrows if they're attacking and just pressing themselves up against the wall or something. So my goal is to eventually have the inside lit well enough where drifters won't spawn ever inside. And if they come from the outside, then we have a method of dealing with them.
Excellent. Wow. Well, I thank you very much for this tour. This has been fantastic. Absolutely.
I'm really glad that you enjoyed it, and I hope that other people like it too.
Well, when you sent me a couple of... I'm lost.
The way out is over here.
When you sent me a couple of screenshots of your build, I knew I was going to enjoy it. And it's just so different from anything else I've seen.
Well, I'm really glad that you were so enthusiastic about seeing it. I didn't know if, at first, if it was up to snuff with some of the things like Arkan has built and everything. It's really impressive what other people have done. And so I'm glad that you've enjoyed it.
Believe me, even the simplest of builds can teach you things. It really can. And this is of anything but a simple build. I mean, this is one of the most complex builds I've ever seen.
I've tried to take a lot of inspiration from other builders, both in the things that I've chiseled and the structure of the building. And with me being such a big collector, I wanted to try and incorporate every angle
of
that the game has.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm such a big fan of it that I wanted to be able to collect everything and be able to play it for a really long time. So I think just between... collecting all the shields and all the medals and building everything. I'll be able to play this game indefinitely.
Yeah, me too. And the thing is, as soon as you think you've collected everything, they add something like the Resonance Archives, or they add new paintings or different doors or different blocks, which I think is great.
Yeah, it's just lovely. This whole game is just a great time, and I've been playing Minecraft ever since I was a little kid, and so for this game to come along and add so many features that I've been so enthusiastically hoping for in Minecraft for so long, even as an adult, it's just so satisfying to be able to play all this stuff and be able to build something like this. So I'm very, very satisfied with it, and I'm glad I got to share it.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I am going to despawn. Thank you very, very much indeed. That was a superb tour. I love your building. It is just unlike anything I've ever seen. So thank you
very much for
saying so. Very much. And it's also nice to meet someone who's as crazy a collector as I am.
Oh, for sure. I'd love to see some of the things that you've built sometime as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.